In last video we have seen how to create repository. So let's make another repository. I'm gonna call it git-demo, and then here I'm going to create a file. I'm gonna create a file index.html. You can use any editor as well. I'm gonna say hello world. So I've created this file. If you click on it, you can say hello world. So I'm just gonna follow this basic workflow. We need to add it, git add. First we need to do git initiate. So that's the thing, git init, and then now you can see the branch git add dot, and then git commit -m. I'm gonna say initial commit. Sorry, I'm using a different keyboard, that's why whenever I press quotes I'm getting at the right. Now it's been done. You can run the command git log to check it. So when you run the git commit for the first time, you're gonna see it's gonna ask you to configure your credentials, because if you run it first time, so git wants to know who you are. So that's where you can even it's gonna suggest you some commands as well. Git config -- global, and then a user.name. You can use this way, and then you can put your name, whatever name you want. So if you use -- global, that means even if you create more repositories, so these credentials are going to use across the repositories. That's what global means. If you don't use global, that's gonna be used with only specific to this repository, which of the repository you're gonna create. So just remember that. So just follow that suggestion. Okay, I forgot to mention that in the last video. Otherwise you can do that. Let's do it. Git config. If you check it now, git log, you can see this mother. Let's change that. Git config -- global user.name. I'm gonna say Madhukar ready, for instance, and then user.email, info at the right madhukarreddy.com. So this is what you do actually when you're working in a company. So for if you got a new laptop, so you got to configure these credentials. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna use your company's email ID and the name you're gonna put as per your documentation. So now let me make some changes in this index file. I'm gonna add, for instance, maybe h3, learn by doing. Just don't worry about this code. This is basic HTML code. So now if you run git status command, you can see untracked. Just follow the workflow. Actually it's modified, you can use straight away commit as well, that's fine. Now commit -m, update index.html. So some people use past tense, updated index.html. So I basically go with a simple present. So basically simple tense, like update index.html. Whenever this means this commit says that it is updating it. This commit is updating. We are not referring to as somebody else. So of course it doesn't matter. You can use updated index.html as well. Just try to look other commits, how they committed. So just make sure to balance it to keep it even. That's fine. Now if you run git log, now you can see this user committed this one. So that's how we can configure the credentials. So we're done with this part. Now you wrote the code. Now you want to share with your other colleagues. How you gonna do? Are you going to copy this file and share with them? So that's not feasible, right? Because we are using Git version control, so we need to be smarter. So that's where GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab comes into picture. So those are remote repositories. So what is Git and GitHub? GitHub offers remote repositories. That means you can create remote repositories and then you can push to them. You can share with others. So that's how we can use. So Git is a version control system. GitHub is a remote repository it provides. Of course, it offers other benefits as well, but just don't get confused with them. Git and GitHub both are different. Now if you go to GitHub, for instance, if you don't have an account, just go to github.com. You can click on sign up and just create an account. Once you create this account, you can go to repositories, click on new, and then I'm gonna name it Git demo. I'm gonna create public one. So this is how you can use GitHub. You can create private as well. Public means anyone can clone it. We're gonna discuss clone those things as well soon. So public means anyone can have access to this repository. Create repository. So once you're done with it, you can see some commands over here how to connect to your existing repository, because we already do have an existing repository here. So if you want to connect to it, so you need to follow these things. You can run the command remote add origin. This can be anything, but we basically go with origin. I'll show you that part as well. So you can simply copy this one and then go back, paste it. So now if you see git remote -v, you can see this one. This origin means it's an alias name. This can be anything. You can put anything, but we basically go with origin. So this can be anything. Uh, so how you gonna push it now? Because this one you added it. So if you want to dump all of these commits to this GitHub repository, then how you gonna do? You just need to run the command git push origin, that's an alias name, this one, and then the branch you want to push. In our case we have master. Okay, it says permission denied because we don't have a permission to do. Then we need to connect this git to this GitHub to with our local laptop. How you gonna do? In your Windows machine, what you can do, you can run the command ssh-keygen and then enter, 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 enter. Now that's been created. Now what you can do, you can jump into your PC and then users and then username, then you can see .ssh folder. You can look for .ssh. Here you can find your keys. So once you run the command, you can see in my case I do have these many keys, but you're gonna have only a couple of keys. So you can look for pub file. So IDRC pub file, this is a public file. So just open it and copy this content. My bad, I'm sorry. So copy it, go to your GitHub account, and then either you can simply use those keys for this simple repository, or you can do it for account level. If you want to do it here, you can go to settings and then you can look for deploy keys. So this is gonna work for only this repository. So what we basically do if you join in a company, we basically go with account level settings. Go to account level settings and then look for keys somewhere. Somewhere, yeah, you can see. You click on here and then add a key pair. You can name your key pair. I'm gonna say Windows key, and then paste it. You're done now. Now if you rerun that command, git push origin master, when push now, if you go to GitHub, if you go to your repository, click on, then show more repos, then you can look for our repo git demo. Now you can see that code. So this is how you can do. So this is one way. The other way, if you want to do it, what you can do, simply you can just create a repository. So if you have an existing repository, that way you can do. Other way you can do it this way as well. I'm gonna create another repository. You can simply clone it. So in our case, we are using SSH key. That's why I'm gonna choose this one. If you use your password authentication, then you're gonna go with this one. But basically, we go with SSH keys. This is the safest way. Grab it and then jump back to your folder wherever you want to clone it. Let's go to our previous folders. We have somewhere. Okay, let's go up. So don't we already initialize a repository in this folder. So don't create another folder and don't run git in it inside it. So that's gonna mess up. Just I'm gonna go to here, right click, git bash here. Simply I'm gonna clone it. Cloning means it's just cloning it, copying it as is. So we need to do paste. We already have that folder. Probably we're gonna get, oh okay, this is a different repository. Now you can see that folder and then get into that folder. If you run git status, you won't have anything in it. Let's add something. I'm gonna create a file, touch, maybe I'm gonna say hello.txt. If you run the git status again, you can see it. Just follow the workflow, git add, and then git commit -m, initial commit, and then what you can do, if you run the command git status again, it looks clean. Now you can run git remote -v to see remote repositories. So you can say simply origin the Selenius name and you can see them. Now what you can do, git push origin and the branch name is main. Just put that. Now if you come back here, if you refresh it, you can see it now. So this is how you can simply create repository, clone it and put your files, commit them and push it. Otherwise you can create a repository here. If you already have an existing repository, once you create this git repository, git is going to give you some suggestions. So based on that you can use existing repository. So if you let me show you something else as well. Earlier I said what I'm going to do actually, if I run it now, I'm just gonna remove .git folder. So once you remove that folder, you don't have it. If you run the git status, now it says fatal not a git repository because you deleted that git file. So it's not a git repository anymore. So just a simple folder. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna delete this settings, scroll down and then delete repository. Once you delete, you can't undo it, so make sure. So I've deleted it. I'm going to create repository, delete soon with the same name again, create repository. Now you can see push an existing repository, we already have it. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna run git init and then copy this remote repository, this one. So git remote add, as I said, instead of origin you can use anything. Maybe I'm gonna say Madhu, but we basically go with origin and then paste the link just to show you that you can use any name. So I'm just gonna go with this one, git remote add Madhu, and then get this repository URL. Now you can see git remote -v. You can see instead of origin you can see Madhu. Now let's, if you run git status again and then add it, commit it, and then now if you want to push it, git push, instead of origin we need to put Madhu and then a branch name master. So come back here, if you refresh it, now you can see it. So this is how you can do. Even you can have multiple remote repositories as well here, but we basically don't do that. But in some scenarios you have one repository, but you, if you want to have multiple remote repositories with the same commits, then this way you can do. We generally don't have, but there is a possibility. So you can run git remote -v. You can see it now. Now if you want to add another repository, what you can do, I'm gonna create another repository. I'm gonna call it delete soon too, because I usually forget. That's fine. Now I'm gonna copy this one. This I'm gonna add it with the origin name, because you already have Madhu, so there is not possible to add it. Even you can give it a try if you want. Let's give it a try. It's gonna give an error. Instead of origin, if I put Madhu, it says already exists. So just put this. Now if you run git remote -v, you can see both of them. Now if you want to push it, git push origin master. Once you push it, if you refresh it, so you can see this. So this is how you can have multiple remote repositories in one repository. We normally don't do it, but there is a possibility for some exception scenarios. So this is how you can do. So cloning means simply copying it. So don't confuse with the Git and GitHub. Git is a version control system. GitHub offers remote repositories as well as some other features as well. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching.